And one of the important things Jen had taught me comes when we were in elementary school. I think she was in 4th grade. We lived in the Bay Area. It was nice out. Everyone was out playing outside, but Jen was in her room. So frustrated, I went up there. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Come on, let's hang out. She was reading Twilight. And I'm like, come on, what's going on? She's like, oh, I'm reading it for the 7th time. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. So I asked her why, and she proceeded to tell me because each time she read the book, she found something new and exciting that she had missed the first time. And about 20 years later, this thing she said still sticks with me. And I would like to remind you both as you enter this journey to remember that each day when it feels like you're reading the same book, follow her advice and be open to continuously learning about each other because you never know when you're going to learn something new. So, that's the first thing. The second thing my sister has taught me about is the importance of self-care. For anyone who knew Jen when she was little, she would run right up to you and stick her arm out and say, give me tickles. On vacation, we'd be at the beach, and my siblings and I would be in the sand, and Jen would be there laying in her chair with her book and her iPad. We would bug her, and she said, I'm relaxing, it's me time. I'm like, and then, I'm sure you all know this, but it does not matter if it is Christmas Eve, her bachelorette party, and probably tonight, but when my sister's ready to go to bed, it is time for bed. So, I remember when we were younger, some of our biggest fights, actually really go at it. I would be talking too much. I'd keep the lights on. It was too, the environment wasn't right. So I would yell at her and I would say, good luck to the person who marries you. So, Johnny, as I sit here with you today, the person who is willingly marrying my sister, this piece of advice is for you. Please make sure my sister gets to bed on time. Yes. And the last thing, and the most important thing, and now I'm sure my sister has taught me. I remember in middle school, she had come home from school and she was telling me this story about this kid who would run up and push this other kid in a planter box. And my sister runs up to him and is telling him off and takes the kid out of the planter box. And I remember just thinking, you're so brave and not afraid to stand up to anybody. And I was just in awe. And this is just one of the first of many times that my sister has done this. So when we were in college, there was this person who was going around and doing these weird YouTube video things. And this prank was asking girls out while pooping my pants. Yes, I know it sounds strange, but that was the prank. So this guy goes up and he's doing his prank and all these people are standing up and running away, but not my sister. She's the first person out of all of these people to offer him a hand and to hand him a tissue. And we're all crying. I still watch this video crying. I've seen it 20 times, but it just goes to show what a beautiful person you are. You're so kind and compassionate, and you'll stand up for anybody. And so my advice is to continue to show that kindness and compassion throughout your marriage. I have not practiced this part without crying, so we'll see how it goes. I could speak for hours on the things that I admire about you. Every day, continue to be more proud of you and in awe of the person you're becoming. You're by far the funniest person I know. You're caring, you're bold, sometimes a little stubborn, but there's something so special about having a sister so close in age. My mom talks about when I went to the hospital to hold you for the first time, and I just looked down and said, sis, and I've been calling her that ever since. I look back at home videos and photos, and we've just always been inseparable. And even though you're here, I call her, literally, I'm not kidding you, 7 times a day. So, still gotta keep the closeness. I know you're gonna be an amazing wife. You're gonna be an even better mother. And we've talked about this day for so long, and I know this whole weekend has been everything and more that you've ever dreamed of. So, I remember the day that Jen told me about Johnny. It was March 2021. The 3 of us were out to dinner, and I just remember the light in your eyes and how giddy you were. She literally could not stop talking about Johnny. We hadn't met him yet, but we were already impressed. So But what I think is so special about this is here we are 3 days later, and my sister still talks about Johnny the exact same way with that light in her eyes and giddy, and that's how I know that it's really special. So nothing makes me more happy with how much you two are in love and how I know you'll always be taken care of, and I'm so excited that you two get to spend the rest of your life together. So if everyone could raise a glass. Want to make a toast to a lifetime of happiness for Mr. and Mrs. Connolly.
Cheers.